So we got 202 last time. What happened last time? Last time I remember coming into last chapter thinking that Doksha and his mom was going to have a conversation because Doksha was finally open at least to listening to his mother's side of the story. And I remember being like so excited for the conversation, and literally it took me until like the moment before it happened to realize that there's a chance they actually might not talk. And then lo and behold, that's what happens, and they don't end up talking. Founder's mother and the three nebulas, Veda, Olympus, and I can't remember the other one. They all like it feels like forced Founder's mother's hand to call upon the other world gods to like invade our world and come after just to mess everything up, right? Mess everything up. Just come to mess everything up. And we had the chapter essentially ending with Doksha and Zhangyak like looking at the other world gods coming through, and them having a little bit of humor about the name of their constellation, because it's like Doksha Kim Company or something like that, or Doksha Kim I don't remember what it is. And Zhangyak being like, I don't like that name. And then it's the two of them standing really cool as they're waiting for this battle. So that was the last time, if I'm not mistaken. I have not looked at that chapter since I ended that stream. If I'm not mistaken, that's where we ended. Thanks out. What's up, everybody? I think that's where we ended. So we should be in the thick of it for this chapter. We should be in the thick of it. So let's pull up 202. Let me full screen this bad boy. We'll keep this music going. Let me scooch over a little bit. Hey, everybody. How's it going? All right. 202. Let's go. I won't succumb to the fate that you want to force upon me. Hey, Heyo. How are you? I had to scooch in my old eyes. Time out. Ew. My bad. Hold on. Y'all could tell how dirty my glasses are. You'd be ashamed. I'm like, it does look a little foggy. I really was saying, like, it does look a little foggy. These things are dirty as hell. Like, how am I looking through this? It's terrible. Goodness gracious. Take care of your eyes, okay? Take care of them. I was born with this issue. I blame both of my blind parents for the reason why I can't see. It's absolutely insane. Craziness. Absolutely insane. All right. That's way better. Dude, glasses were definitely set to 360. I'm seeing it in 4K right now. Seeing it in 4K. Here we go. I won't succumb to the fate that you want to force upon me. Yeah. I will be the one to decide how my own story goes. Who's the laughing? You poor constellation. You will kill your father by your own hand, bring upon your mother's demise, and watch the things you hold precious fall to pieces. Time out. You will kill your father by your own hand, bring upon your mother's demise, and watch the things you hold precious fall to pieces. This isn't bad translation. That's why I said hold on. I literally was about to ask. I'm like, is this a bad translation? Is this a bad translation? Because this is horrible if it's a bad translation. Because you was about to send me down a road. I was going down the rickety beaten path. Is it a bad translation or is this legit? Cause I'm about to go run down the beat up path and go crazy. Brain went in the hype. All the fans started spinning. It's a mistranslation. I think that's supposed to say parent. You have to figure out the rest. Accurate. Okay. Mistranslation. Okay. Because I was about to say, what are we doing? All right, you poor constellation. You will kill your father by your own hand. So you will kill your parent. That like following it up with this, you will kill your parent by your own hand. Am I What series am I thinking about that they What series am I thinking about that they that was who English? I have a tired brain right now. Was that this series that was messing up if someone was a male or female with the way it was being translated? It was early on in the series and it's like, no, this is actually supposed to be this, but they keep saying that. They keep saying he instead of she. I think it was that. Was that this series? Because I feel like that was this series, and I don't know. Happens in many series. I don't know. All right, let me continue. You poor constellation, you will kill your parent by your own hand. I'll fix it a little bit. Bring upon your mother's demise, and watch the things you hold precious fall to pieces. Webtoon often gets it wrong. Okay. Excuse me. Everyone's acting and gasping. Once that thing is done descending, the entire second floor of Dark Castle will be erased. This is different from what happened at Peaceland. This time, there is no master that will come to the rescue. There's no Kyrios to help us. There is no master that will come to the rescue of his pupil that has fallen into danger. Damn it. What am I supposed to do? Oh, Goryeo? Those pathetic bastards. Jung Young Chiok. Goodness, you haven't changed at all over hundreds of years. Founder's mother. Why did you make a deal with the otherworld gods? Since when has Hongik stooped so low? Now, my assumption was that Founder's mother was forced to do this, didn't do it of its own volition. That's what I was leaning on, but we could learn otherwise. Why don't you say something back? It wasn't the otherworld gods that I made a deal with, okay? I couldn't help but do this to protect the Korean Peninsula's scenario. That incarnation must stay here. He can never return to the Korean Peninsula. Otherwise, the other nebula... Did you make a deal with the other nebula? Well, Goryeo's cutting him off. I think Founder's mother is acting on the will of Doksha's mom. Doksha's mom doesn't want Doksha to return back to the scenarios because it would mean his inevitable death. And she does not want that to happen. So it feels like Founder's mother is doing all of this to make sure that he stays out of, like, returning to the Korean Peninsula means that he goes back to Seoul, which means he goes back to the scenarios, is what I'm assuming. So if we keep him anywhere else but these scenarios, he'll be able to stay alive. That's what I'm thinking. But Goryeo's just so pissed because Founder's mother is calling upon the other world gods. It's like, why did you make a deal with the other nebulas? Because it seems like right here, it's like he can never return to the Korean Peninsula. Otherwise, the other nebula seemingly would kill him or force him to do something against his own will, or whatever list check mark you want to check off. That will happen. All right, let me continue. Are you still so obsessed with that small plot of land that you're willing to betray your descendants for it? Where have all the gods of creation gone? Why isn't he showing up when things have gotten this bad? The gods of creation, ding, Could it be? Some nebulae have declared whoever helps Goryeo's top swordsman will be regarded as their enemy. Ooh. You have every right to be proud. Those who stand in the highest place in this world are all afraid of you. What good is pride when I'm about to die now? You won't die. I won't let you die. This is crazy. What are we looking at? What are all these names? The Goryeo's going crazy. But then again, it's like, is this, I'm not expecting any less from Goryeo. Goryeo died, right? Goryeo died and then came back upon his own volition and just reinserted him back. He's a Chad, total Chad. So I'm not surprised or stunned that he's just bossing up like this. I'm not. He's so clean. Oh, I need it. Need it. He's so dope. I'm not expecting anything less. Soon as they made it clear, like, how he did whatever he did, and just like, it was just like, okay, throw my hands up. Man is cool as hell. And the fact that he fancies Dokshuk, yeah, man. He read the alert, looked at Dokshuk, and said, they're afraid of you. And now you got me backing you up. You don't need anything else. Man. So good. All right. Here we go. So clean. 202, chapter 33, reading again, part 9. He was born for great things. He was destined to be a warrior. You have come to know the story, the one who inherited the blood of dragons. Is Junyoung Chiok. Junyoung Chiok has appeared. You have come to know the story, the one who defeated an army with a single sword swing. This art is clean too. He defeated 36 generals all by himself. You have come to know the story, the butcher of the battlefield. He's too strong. Exclude him from the scenarios. Do whatever is necessary to ship him off to another world. You have come to know the story, exiled from the scenarios. That's crazy. That's insane. That's crazy. That's insane. You want to talk about a rap sheet? You want to talk about someone's reputation preceding them? He already looked cool. Oh my goodness. The one who defeated an army with a single sword swing. The butcher of the battlefield. Exiled from the Senate. That's... Continue. I was just like you. Place a fate on him. He must die here and now. It can't be. You have come to know the story, the one who fights against fate. I always knew that Junyoung Chiok was treated unfairly, but I didn't know that he suffered from fate just like me. Story, the one who fights against fate will be... This is so cool. This is so cool. Okay, so from what you've been told, Junyoung is like the Miyamoto Musashi of Korea. He's their greatest. Got you. Okay. That makes sense. That's fitting. Very fitting. This is crazy. So this means that whatever process that Goryeo went through, Doksha could go through that same process to fight fate. So if he were to die, or if that were to fall upon it, there's ways, like he can learn ways to get around it or fight through it. Okay. The story, the one who fights against fate, will begin. Man. The fate that was put on me wasn't as heavy as the one you are under now. It was just one nebula who did that to me. He's got 3 that's doing it to him. Thanks to help from Hongi, I managed to survive. But I still regret what I did. I shouldn't have received help from any nebula then. That's the reason I'm helping out now, okay? Eating amazing. Eating amazing right now. Is a nebula for Korean mythos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Man. It's a nice sword. I will be borrowing it. Dude, Doksha used the first swing and almost threw his whole arm off. What are you about to do to this boy's body now? Goodness great. Look at that. Unbelievable. With this power, I actually might have a chance at winning. Screen's all glitchy. This is craziness. Would I be able to kill something that big? I am Jung Chuk. Oh, brother. I am the greatest warrior in all of the Korean Peninsula. The second sword. I can't save all the panels. I can't save them all. I can't. But I'll be damned if I don't save this one. I can't save them all. But I'll be damned if I don't save this one. Can't save them all. All right, I don't got time. All right, so jumped up like this, and he brung it up like this so you get the whoosh. And then he came back down. Goodness gracious. Goodness. Cut. That's crazy. Mountain splitting second slash. Look at the mountain. Look at it. Look at it. It's gone. It's gone. Look at it. Arm is done. Doksha's arm is finito. He was complaining after the first one. He's complaining after the first one. He's got the Deku thing. Deku his arms is just jello. That's what's happening right now. Doksha gonna get control of his body, and that arm's gonna be a noodle. 1000%. 1000%. Goodness gracious, that's a big Getsuga Tensho. Cross slash. Doing work. I need another chapter. I need it now. I need it now. Man, what a hell of a turn of events. Learning about Goryeo. Like, learning about Goryeo, just like he put under the same fate, but it wasn't as severe as the one that Doksha's under now, because only one nebula did it to him. And right now we got like 3 nebulas doing the same thing to Doksha. But there is a pathway for Doksha to at least escape it with his life in some form or fashion. So, dude, I don't even know. This was crazy. Jung-Yuk hasn't done anything yet. Was it most? I thought I keep saying 3 because they named 3. It could be more, but I just keep going with 3 because they named 3. It's Veda, Olympus, and another one that the name slips in my mind. But I thought it was 3. So it possible it could be more, because we know that there's a bajillion people watching him. But anytime the fate stuff pops up, it's in 3s, and they named them. I want to say last chapter they named them. Let me just scroll through really quick. I want to say was that last chapter or was that 2 chapters ago? Papyrus, Veda, Olympus. Those are the 3. Those are the 3 that have been named. I couldn't remember the name of the other ones. Papyrus. Yeah, Olympus for sure, Veda for sure, because Veda had that disrespectful dude that came in whenever were at the consolation banquet, and they all need to come in and plead their case. It was like he came in, he was the arrogant one, and Doksha kicked him out, and then that's when we finally got to meet how am I forgetting her name? You know who I'm talking about? Where we finally got to meet my brain. You know what I'm talking about? Uriel, yes. Finally got to meet her. And then that's when we finally got to meet that's the first time we met Oedipus, right? And Oedipus told him about Lightning Thief? Lightning Carnival, not Lightning Thief. I'm thinking of Percy Jackson. What the hell? Lightning Carnival, because that's when we first learned about Lightning Carnival and them wanting him to take that, right? Because Oedipus was the last person he talked to, and then we went back out, and then that's when we had like the chapter or 2 after that was whenever Doksha made his claim to become a nebula, and him and Jung-Yuk stood up there. That was that grouping of chapters. So the jerk face was the one from Veda. We know that Oedipus was from Olympus, and later on he told Doksha that he would die as a guarantee or a promise, not like a threat, if he didn't succeed Lightning Carnival. And then I don't remember anyone from Papyrus. I could be totally wrong in how I'm remembering this. Have we met anyone from the Constellation Papyrus? Because I'm being stupid. No. I'm like, they threw that name out there, and I'm like, that name just seems unfamiliar to me. But I could just be wrong. I'd be misremembering stuff too and not knowing. Yeah, you know, Uriel throw everything away for that boy. For those boys, I should say. What a chapter, man. What a chapter. Goryeo's instantly, right? Goryeo already had a cool design. That was pretty cool. My phone just did something weird. I don't know how it did it, but it did it. Goryeo's design was already cool, and just his temperament, his personality when we first meet him during the constellation banquet when he's like on the stairs, like he was already cool. But learning this, especially being completely ignorant to him, not knowing who he is, learning a little bit of like history stuff, just a little bit, learning that that's attached to it, but just seeing him and throw my hands up, cool as hell, super dope, man. What a chapter.